Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. You text me then I'll text you back. You text me then I'll text you back. TikTok, you don't stop. I will help you make your paper stack. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at now? 205-964-5243. Now you know. 205-964-5243. Now you know.
Good afternoon and welcome to these are low. Welcome to November 14th. What day is Thanksgiving on the 24th?
I guess. I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
So a couple days from that. Yeah. Couple days from that.
You gonna do some Black Friday shopping?
Who, me?
Yes.
Oh no, that's
not your thing.
Oh my God, no, that's like torture. Yeah, that's like torture to do some Black Friday shopping.
Why? You just go online and you buy stuff.
In line, the 2 words.
Online.
Oh, online. Oh, no,
Yeah, you gonna be in line.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything in line. It's my
Definitely gonna be in line.
Oh, don't get. Hey, you might catch me, but not slipping like that. Not in no what's the name. No black strap. Sorry about that, guy. I'm trying to get this mic up high enough to my mail. Okay, there we go. It's a little dark. That's good. That's good.
Is it maybe because
Yeah.
a little off?
Yeah, just turn it up. Just brighten it a little bit. No. Just brighten it.
Oh, I'm not gonna tell you that.
Yeah.
No, that.
Okay, well, we're good.
Oh, this is better. Right there, Jesse.
Okay, yeah. All right, cool. All right, so we're in here, guys. Here to talk about real estate investing. Today's topic is when should you quit your job if you're wholesaling real estate? When should you quit your job if you're wholesaling real estate? So I think the thumbnail is on point there, or some indication of what we're going to talk about. But if you're here, we're here to talk about real estate investing with a strong emphasis on wholesaling real estate where your cash or credit is irrelevant. Low risk, high reward opportunity. If you want to join us on the live stream to get pushed to the front of the line, get that VIP treatment, text the word Gator to the number 205-964-5243. The contract, the paperwork that you need to wholesale houses. I give that away. To access that contract that I've been using since 2008. I've been using since 2003. Been given away since 2008. Text the word contract to 205-964-5243. I'll pull up the cards here in a second. What else we got? You definitely need to know this. Subscribe to the channel by selecting this button here. Once you subscribe to the channel, tap the little bell, select all, so you now are alerted whenever we upload new videos like this one and when we go live daily. Yeah, that too. All right, so again, I said a moment ago, text the word Gator to the number to join us on the live stream to get put to the front of the line, get your questions answered. Your own personal seminars right here if you want it. No excuses. You want to partner with us, text the word 5050. Please follow the instructions in this video. That is very important. I did a skip tracing video. This is a set of videos here. It's more of a foundation playlist to speed up your learning process because there are hundreds of videos on the channel. So this gets you quicker to where you need to be. Not saying you don't need to watch more of them, but this playlist of videos will get you going in the right direction. Check that out by texting the letters VIP to the 5243. Skip Tracy, you need to know that seller's phone number. If you want to text or call them, then text the word skip and follow the instructions in this particular video here. Text the word skip to 205-964-5243. What we got?
All right. First question came from Instagram. This one came from Frass Boss. Or no, this is for real ass boss. Sorry.
Oh.
For real ass boss 10 said, if the deadline for the contract expires, what do I do next?
Speaking of the word contract, again, here's the card for that. Text the word contract if you want access to the paperwork for sellers and buyers. I'll show you how to fill it out in this video and how to get it signed electronically. Text the word contract to 205-964-5243. So they said what now?
If your contract expires, what do you do next?
What do you do next if your contract expires? If you run out of time, you're going to do one or two things. You're going to go to the seller and ask for more time and they give it to you, or go to the seller and ask for more time and they don't. If they don't give you the more time, then your contract ends and you all go your separate ways. But if they do give you more time, hopefully you're going to try to get a price reduction also, if possible. Just sometimes you just need a little bit more time, just period. It's not really about a price reduction. So either they're going to give you more time or they're not. It's really that simple.
Okay, gotcha. Everybody from YouTube is saying hello. Hello, footman and ladies.
Yeah.
AJ said, yes, I finally made a live.
Oh, wow. That's what's up, AJ. Welcome aboard, man.
Eric Carney said,
you think it's difficult for us to for people to know the times or whatever? I know we don't be exact time, like if Law and Order was gonna come on or something, but we in that window. Huh?
I mean, no. I mean, people be at work. They might not be able to make it.
He ain't like he said, I don't get on because I don't know the times.
Yeah.
He just want to know. Okay, I got it. So that could be a different. My bad. I was thinking too much.
All right. This one came from Facebook. They said, what's up, footman and team? In virtual wholesaling, how do you find boots on the ground in other cities and states?
How do you find boots on the ground in other cities and states? Man, there's one website, 8 letters, Facebook.com is a very powerful website and app that will allow you to network with individuals really all over the world in reality, but definitely within the U.S. So you want to join as many Facebook groups associated with the state or the city that you're trying to wholesale in, and get in there and network your butt off. You're going to meet some individuals, maybe other wholesalers, maybe even some real estate agents that will be glad to work with you on being your BOG, your boots on the ground.
All right. Let's see. This one came from Mike Sykes. He said, if you look on Zillow and there's no Zestimate for vacant land, how do you find out if it's a deal worth submitting to you?
Well, you're going to see that a lot with vacant land when it comes to Zillow, because it's really, even though they have vacant land listings there, it's a lot harder for their algorithms to pull up that type of information. Sometimes it's not available. So a simple thing you can do is just reach out to brokers that are selling properties in that zip code or county. You want to start with the zip codes and maybe surrounding zip codes, and see if you can speak to some of them and see if they can give you an opinion on, just let them know you're going to buy the property. You're interested in buying that property. You're trying to see what would be a good retail value for that particular place based on the information that you provide to them about that particular property. That's a simple thing you can do.
All right. This one came from Instagram, came from Dorothy Ferguson Realty. She said, as a realtor, can I wholesale property legally?
As a realtor, can you wholesale properties legally? Now, the answer is yes, because it's legal. Number one. Now you'll have some brokers that will have pushback if you're under their umbrella or in their shop, and they really they can't give you a legal reason. It's just that may just be one of their guidelines that they don't want their agents to do it. At the end of the day, they feel like those are deals that are being taken away from him in his pocket. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. But you're doing your own investing. Would he want a part of your deal if you were doing your own rentals? If you bought an apartment complex, do you have to share in your monthly income from that building? Or if it was a house? No. Same thing with wholesaling. It's a form of investing. I hate it's that confusing that it's not. But it's not. It's in real estate investing. There are a lot of ways to make money as a real estate investor. Wholesaling is just one of them.
All right. This one came from TikTok. She said, Flipman, I need your help with this deal I have. Put in here and tell us some details. So
yeah, if you will put some information in, we'll try to help you right here for free on this live right now.
All right. This one came from Beloved5 on Instagram. She said, I need to know if you updated your dealulator.
They need to know if I updated my dealulator. I'm not sure what they mean by that.
Okay.
There are different features and tools on dealulator linked either part of dealulator or linked to dealulator.com. If you don't know what I'm saying, I'm on my shirt. No, it's Office. DEALULATOR. It's a play on the word calculator. Remove the CALC and replace it with DEAL.
Okay. All right. This one says it came from from YouTube. They said, does the EMD go to the seller directly or to the title company?
Does the EMD go to the seller directly or does it go to a title company? The right way to do it is to have a third party to hold the earnest money deposit, whether it's a title company, closing attorney, sometimes real estate officers that will hold it also.
All right. This one came from Mike Sykes. He said, every realtor I talk to that is representing an investor in that neighborhood swears up and down their investors are not investing anymore right now. Oh, that's about the previous house he was talking about.
I thought he asked about land, but it doesn't matter. So
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so that's fine. Okay, that's not the only option. That's where, as I mentioned to the other person about networking and chopping it up in those Facebook groups. Don't sleep on those. And being able to market something on Facebook Marketplace. Don't sleep on those at all.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, I was reading it before I read it out loud.
Go ahead. I'm answering too fast.
No, you good. This one came from Michael 4 Tons. He said on Zillow, what does it mean when the seller's asking price is higher than the Zestimate?
Okay, what does it mean when a seller's asking price is higher than the Zestimate that Zillow is showing? Now, Zillow's Zestimate is not always right, but in a lot of cases, it's a bad sign, regardless of how far off Zillow is as far as their Zestimate, that the seller is asking more than that.
Mm-hmm.
It means it's going to be a very slim chance that that's going to turn into an actual deal.
All right. This one came from Hilton Foster 2 on Instagram. They said, I saw a property today and and it was vacant, but when I pulled it up on PropStream, it said that it was occupied. What's up with that?
Well, the information, so he saw a property that was he's pretty sure that it's vacant. But when he put it up on PropStream, it's showing that it's occupied. All right. The information is coming from the U.S. Postal Service. Now, how often they update that information to data services such as a PropStream, I'm not sure. But that's cool. You already recognize that it's vacant. You don't. That's the main thing. Just your eyes told you it was vacant.
Yeah.
You're in real time. PropStream has to wait maybe weeks to get that data from the Postal Service. Who knows how long? See, the Postal Service may go through a period before they even determine that it's vacant, right? As far as mail delivery, because that's what they said. Are they still delivering mail to this address? See, it may have not went through their cycle yet to go on that list of mail not being delivered.
Let's see. This one came from AJ. He said, I just moved to Indiana. I see it's a lot of homes out here. How can I find out if Indiana is a good market to wholesale?
Okay, so you say you moved to Indiana, you notice a lot of houses out there. How can you know if it's a great market to start wholesaling in? As long as you're in a decent sized city, it's going to be an option. The main things, man, you just have to understand that motivated sellers is the name of the game, number one. And we target those. Because life creates motivated sellers. And so now, of course, the more people, the more this stuff is going to happen. But I don't care where you are, AJ. We know people die. That can create motivated situations. People get divorced. That can create a motivated situation. People lose their jobs or income. That can create a motivated situation. Motivational or motivated seller situation is what I'm trying to say. Tired landlords. I think you get the point. So it doesn't really matter where you are as long as the city is large enough.
All right.
So they say, well, how large does it need to be? To eat consistently, I'm going to say around 250,000 population-wise, and I mean like metro area. It can be a little smaller, but I'm gonna use that as definitely the benchmark.
All right, let's see. He also asked, what is a EMD?
Okay, AJ, what's going on, man? What is EMD? What does that, is that an acronym?
Sure.
Okay. EMD is short for earnest money deposit. And earnest money deposit is used whenever, especially in real estate, whenever a seller and buyer enter into a contract. A simple way of explaining it, the buyer will put up earnest money to show them, the seller, that, hey, I'm serious about buying this house. Now, what that amount is can vary, but there's no law on the minimum or maximum amount it has to be. Okay. AKA it's negotiable. We generally try to get away with $10 to $100. If you're going to deal with real estate agents, they're trying to get $1,000 or more. But again, on either side of it, it's no law. It's whatever you can negotiate. But realtors are normally not even going to take you serious if you can't at least do the 1,000.
All right. This one came from Instagram, from ja.b. They said, I have a seller looking to get rid of a property in New Jersey. What are my next steps?
You have a seller that's willing to get rid of a property in New Jersey. What are your next steps? Okay, so you have someone that wants to sell. So the first step is, now just because they want to sell doesn't make it a great deal, especially when it comes to wholesaling. So the first step is you need to run your numbers. Okay, so I have a video that will help you with that on determining if you have a great deal or not. Just text the letters GD to the number for great deal. This video here will go into great detail on how to determine if you have an opportunity or not.
All right. This one came from Hilton Foster too.
I feel like I'm not talking, I'm screaming.
Oh.
Let me calm
down. Chill out a little bit.
Woosah.
Okay. This one came from Instagram. They said, also on that vacant property I saw today, so you were knocking down some walls doing the renovation. Who's there still an opportunity? Okay, so when the vacant property that they saw today, I guess they saw some people doing renovations on it. Is there still an opportunity for me to wholesale it?
Okay, so he noticed someone at the vacant house that he was viewing, or that he the vacant house that he noticed
It's being worked on, Ty.
is being the vacant house that he came or drove by today. He noticed that there were some renovations going on.
Yes.
And he wants to know, is there still an opportunity to wholesale that property? In most cases, no, because it seems like they have an end game already. So they purchased the property unless they already owned it. And now they're putting the money into it to do one or two things, either to rent it out or to resell it. So now, offers are free. That's what my shirt says. But the likelihood of them wanting to sell it at a price that will work for you as a wholesaler is unlikely. But they have a bigger or longer term strategy in mind than that.
All right. He also said he needs some one-on-one training. He's 70 years old. Are you training people this old?
My man, I will train someone 70 years old or seven years old. So age is not a number. In the famous words of the late great Aaliyah. Is that the right song?
Yeah.
Okay. But she was in referencing something else and someone else. I'm assuming.
She didn't write those words. Okay, we got somebody in the gator room.
Singing it from her heart.
Before we say something crazy. How you doing?
Oh, I'm good. How you doing?
Good.
What's going on, Travis? Where are you live?
How you doing, man? Man, I'm calling from Louisiana right now, and I just fell in a bad way with the house from a real estate company. They lied to me outright. They told me it was only $2,200 owed on this house for taxes, and it was all good to clear. I got a quick claim deed on it, and I moved here, and 2 months later, I found out that I was going to have to move out because my house was up for auction that month. I owe $3,500 total on the back taxes that was never disclosed to me. Is there anything you can see to help me out, or anybody that would?
All right. So okay. So let me just understand the situation. So I'm assuming this is something you found online.
No, sir.
No. How did you find it?
A placard, for sale placard in the front yard, sir.
Okay, so that's a sale sign in the front yard. You reached out to them, and they told you that they were selling this property, but only with a quick claim deed.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so there was no title done, or was there an attorney or closing a title company involved?
It was a title company called White Oaks Title Company.
Okay, so you saying White Oaks was the
LLC.
Title? Okay, so White Oaks closed the deal for you.
Yes, sir.
And so now you're saying that you get a notice saying that there's taxes still owed on the property.
Yes, that was already in the agreement. I knew that there was taxes owed, but what I didn't know was that there was so much taxes. The man never paid taxes for 10 years after he bought the home.
Okay. So that information wasn't disclosed at closing on the amount of taxes to be paid? No,
sir. He hid it, in fact, when he pulled up the screen.
I got you. So and then when is this supposed to happen? When are the taxes due?
Well, they were due by July. That's when I moved onto this property. But they put the house up for auction in October, and now they're saying I have 6 months until March before it's the final closing on the filing.
And how much is owed?
Well, it's with the parish alone, the county, the parish. It's $2,700 and change, plus a $300 filing fee, and 1% interest on that for each month since the closing.
Okay, now I'm not familiar with Louisiana tax laws, but what I would do is I would go down to the county or the parish and to that division, the property tax division, and ask them, number one, verify the exact amount. You may already know it. All right. And then, so you have until March. I will
Might be
find,
sooner.
yeah,
It might be a little sooner, depends on how quick they file it.
So how much is the house worth?
I've gotten several estimates on it, but what's looking around is around 35K.
Okay, so it still may be an opportunity for you to actually, you may have to move out of that house, but if you don't have that money to pay the taxes, but it still may be an opportunity to sell your position within that particular property right now. Maybe pick up $15,000, $20,000 and you just move on, you know, the lesson learned.
How would I do that?
But that's where the counties, I mean, the parish is going to be able to explain the process to you. And if you explain your situation, and they may not, because they may not think in the terms of an investor or whatever, but once they explain the process, if you come back and tell me, I could probably tell you on what you should do. Another thing I would strongly advise you of doing is try to find I guess the best way I can explain an attorney that deals with tax investing or tax deeds in that state, and they'll definitely share with you on where your potential exit strategies are that you could actually probably profit from.
All right, brother. I appreciate you.
All right, no problem at all, man. Good luck. Keep us updated.
Thank you, brother. Keep the good work.
Yes, sir. No problem at all.
Oh, I hate that.
Oh, yeah.
That was a red flag, though. Quick, you know, they were doing it like that.
Yeah, that, yeah. Mm.
All right, this is a common asked question that we get. Came from Myra Dixon on YouTube. She said Illinois law says wholesaling is illegal if you do not have a broker's license. You can only do one deal once every 12 months. Do you know anything about this regarding Illinois? And I know you have a whole spiel.
Yeah. Which I went through it on Thursday, I think.
Yeah.
So if you go back and watch Thursday's Flippinar, number 244, I actually explained to you on how you can was that Wednesday? No, it was Thursday.
It was Thursday.
Okay. This past Thursday or this Thursday? I know I went through it recently in the last two things we've done.
I know you did the week before last.
Yeah, I went through it, but there's a way that you can you know, and when I say get around, I don't mean like it skirt the law. I mean you're just taking advantage of the law. You know what the law will allow you to do. But it's a little diatribe. I guess I don't feel like it, but it's just a little lengthy to go through it. But if you text me, I actually have a video that I have that I can see. Just text me and say, explain how can I wholesale without a license in Illinois or Kansas or Oklahoma, those 3 states. And I'll send you the link to a video that I break it down for you. So.
Okay. And then I see those. I'm not going to read those since he just came on and explained it to you. This one also came from this one came from Myra Garcia. She said, is the EMD amount the same for land and homes? And do you give that to the seller or let the tax people take care of that? So you already kind of answered.
Well, yeah, the EMD for land and homes, yeah, it could be the same thing to answer the question. It's relative, just whatever you can negotiate.
Okay. This came from A Ward from YouTube. They said, when comping, what do you do when you're trying to find an ARV and the comp? The 2-story house is backing water. There's a canal by the bay with the pool, and your house is not on the water nor have a pool.
Okay, so when comping, what do you do when you're trying to find an ARV to comp? The 2-story house is backing water, a canal by the bay without a pool, and your house is not on the water nor have a pool. All right, so that's the only comp that he has, I'm assuming. You may have to extend out a little further than a half a mile to maybe pick up a mile to see if you have any activity to compare it to. But with that being said, if that's the only comp that you have, then I would probably adjust to $10,000 for not having a pool, yours not having a pool, and another 10,000, probably more than that if it's on the water. Probably another 20,000, so a total of 30,000 because it doesn't have a pool and doesn't have waterfront. So hopefully you can find something.
All right, Lorick Wims or Weems. This came from Facebook. They said, "How do I find motivated sellers or situations?"
So how do you find motivated sellers or situations? It's a number of ways. We do a lot of list building to target people that, based on the type of ownership that they have, that or what their situation may be, increases the chances of them being a motivated seller. If you text the word list to 205-964-5243, in that video I explain exactly how that's done. Text the word list, L-I-S-T. Now that's one way. You can market yourself by putting a message out there that you buy houses. You can do that through bandit signs. That's B-A-N-D-I-T, bandit signs. Those are basically mini billboards. If you want to check out a video, and I'm out in the street showing you how to do that, text the words bandit signs and put Flip Man behind it, and that video should come up. So you are either getting their phone to ring and or getting your phone to ring.
All right. This came from Lumber Crypto on TikTok. They said, "I need a private money lender for deals in Houston. Where would they find a private money lender?"
Private money lender. I guess you mean hard money also. Well, that's where you would the power of groups in that particular area. Facebook groups is where you want to network to try to get some referrals on potential hard money lenders. I don't know if they do it.
All right. Omar, I see you in the chat. Give us just a second. This one says, let's see. Okay. They said, "Are you still doing deals towards the end of the year?"
Oh, most definitely. Hope to try to, yes. Understatement. Yes. Over my history, some of the best deals I've ever done have been toward the end of the year. A lot of buyers are trying to get, well, they do it for a number of reasons. Some people have 1031 exchanges that they need to make happen. Well, that's happening all the time. Sometimes people just trying to get more money spent on the books, so they just roll over to the next year, but they hadn't made the money, they just spent it, so you do that, you just do that till you're dead. Like literally. You know what I'm saying? So but yeah, so yeah, it's going down. The only thing is that buyers and sellers are ready to rock and roll. Some of these attorneys and or title companies are in la la land with holiday parties, short offers hours, stuff like that. So you just have to be a little wary of that.
All right. This one says, it came from TikTok from Highway Details LLC. They said, "How do I find out who bought the home previously? I have a property in a neighborhood that had a recent full rehab and flip, and I want to sell it to the flipper."
All right. So if you're trying to determine who owns the property and how to contact them, just text the word skip. This is a recent video that I just did. Text the word skip to the number 205-964-5243. And that video will break all of that down for you on how to reach out to those individuals.
All right. I'm about to add.
I know now, hey, when you bring an Omar on, I know this has to be a, hey, I forgot to call you because I cashed that check. So I know that's what this got to be now.
What's going on?
Am I right?
Close. No. Hey, it's coming. Check this out. That's what I wanted to ask you about. All right, so we're in contract. right? I'm in contract with the seller.
All right.
Now, the thing is, they had to move their stuff out the house to North Carolina, right? So what I did was I gave them a little bit of time to get, stuff back and forth from North Carolina and New York, before I let these piranhas loose, because I have, several that's looking to, go ahead and eat this one up, So I didn't want them to be waiting, for them to get their things down to North Carolina, so they can go ahead and, take over after we do we have to do at the closing, So the question was, should I wait for them to, if I have, when I have a seller and they have to move out of state to another state, or they're moving to another state, would it just be on the agreement with the buyer that they wouldn't mind that they have to move their belongings to another state? Or should I just go ahead and,
Well, you mean the seller?
Yeah, the seller. It's like I'm giving them some time to move before I have the buyers come in and buy the property.
Well, you normally try to set that up where it works out. Most people, most buyers are comfortable with giving sellers, around 30 days to relocate. That's more than a reasonable amount of time to make that happen. Now, obviously, they'll want to have it in motion if possible, but no, don't let that be your holdup. If that, they are going to have to move. If it's a great deal, most buyers are not going to make that a huge deal. Some of them will want it empty whenever they purchase, but if it's not a renter and it's just the actual owner and their intent is to move, a lot of times they can't do anything until they get the money or the proceeds from the sale of that house. So, but yeah, if you have a seller that's motivated to sell at a price that definitely works, go ahead and put it on the contract, and they can get their moving situation in gear.
Okay. And the other thing is on deallator.com, where they ask for who referred you. Just put Tyrone Taylor in there, or Flipman. Put in there.
Oh, do you mean on PropStream?
PropStream. Yeah.
Yeah, just you can just put Flipman in there.
Okay, just put Flipman in. Okay, so they know it's you. All right.
Well, yeah, right. The simple thing you do is just go to deallator.com and just tap the link that says 5-day free trial, and it'll just take care of it itself.
That's where I'm at. And so they're asking who referred you to it. And so I'm at that box where I'll just put Flipman in there.
Well, yeah, you can still put Flipman in there, but yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they'll know it's you. They'll know it's you.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right. Good. All right. So basically, that should be good enough. Just using PropStream, or what other one that you think, or would you recommend that I use along with the PropStream?
Well, if it's in your budget, if I don't know what you're doing to generate leads, but I highly recommend batch. And you can anyone that wants to see how that works, just text the word text, TEXT, and how powerful that can be in generating leads. So but it'll break it all down. I'm gonna be coming out with a more recent video here in the next week or so with that also.
All right.
But yeah, so to answer your question.
Okay, good. And I'm still going through the tutorial you got there too on how to use the PropStream and navigate through it. That's pretty good. Real good.
All right, no problem, man.
All right. Thanks.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Have a great day.
Okay. All right, too.
All right. Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to remember. Okay, so this one says, thank you for dedicating time for us. How can I justify repair costs to the seller? And this came from YouTube.
Okay, so say, how can I justify repair costs to the seller? Well, you really don't have to justify it to them. You can just let them know, that's part of your evaluation is the condition of the property, good or bad, or, a lot of cost as far as repairs or not. Really not a really conversation I normally have, but you could use it as a potential negotiating tool. Some people are in la la land about their property. If you don't believe that, hoarders wouldn't exist. You know what I'm saying? So there's different levels of it. Some people won't see their property as being that bad at all or whatever. Well, I ain't gonna say that because they might be watching this, but yeah, some people don't see what you see. And that's with everything, with all of us, you know what I'm saying? Like from people, kids, I can see one thing and they might not see it or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So, but that just like somebody see something with going on with me and I don't see it, so same thing with real estate, so but you can mention it to them and say, hey, it's going to probably cost us this amount to renovate this property. And that's why one of the reasons why we're at the price point where we need to be at, so. But most people, for the most part, I like to think most people we have a certain box of being reasonable that most people fit in. Most people, not everybody, but most people that fit in a certain box, that, it doesn't go too far one way or the other on a lot of different things. So.
All right. This one came from Hilton Foster 2 on Instagram. They said, I think I heard you speak on having about 3 different telephone numbers. Can you elaborate on that a bit for me, please?
Okay, so they're asking, why should you have more than one phone number? Okay, so at the end of the day, a huge part of our business as wholesalers is that we're marketers, meaning that we advertise, we market our business and services on what we do, which is we buy real estate per se. And so we use different methods to determine if we have a deal or not. Well, I'm sorry. We use different methods to find potential great deals, right? From cold calling to text messaging to bandit signs, even driving for dollars, direct mail, websites, the form of marketing to get people to submit information online, such as Facebook ads, Google AdWords, YouTube pre-rolls, Instagram ads, TikTok ads, and so on. So one of the methods of determining or trying to figure out where your leads are coming from is different phone numbers. Now, you can use the same phone number, but it makes it a lot easier if you have multiple phone numbers. So it makes it easy to track your marketing. All right. And so if something is working, guess what? You want to do more of that. Something is not working. You want to do less of it and try to fix that issue so it can start performing also. Having different phone numbers will do that. And what I mean by that is you'll have a different phone number for your direct mail campaigns. Sometimes you may have a different phone number because you're targeting different markets or different markets within your city. So you may have different phone numbers on direct mail. Bandit signs, you'll have a different phone number for your bandit signs. And sometimes you may have different phone numbers for your bandit signs, depending on you may be testing one type of sign versus another to see which one is working better, right? And different phone numbers would do that. Cold calling, text messaging, you have different phone numbers when you're using those methods. So I think you get the point. So it's all about tracking, right? Now, phone numbers are so expensive and the technology is so simple to use, but can be so efficient and effective. From call forwarding, you don't have to go out and buy another phone. You just use one of those third-party services, and you can just forward everything to the same phone, and the services would distinguish which phone number is calling what. Okay, and you can record conversations if you wanted to. You can still text message, and so on. They have all types of features. So that's why hopefully I answered that as far as why you have different phone numbers.
All right. This one came from Shannon Stubbs on YouTube. They said, "What time is the training available?" And basically, what they mean is, how can they get your training, or how can they speak with you personally?
Okay, so how can you speak with me personally? Well, before I get into the paid option, the one thing you can do is just like my man Omar just did. Come on here for free and take advantage of this daily live that we do 4 days a week. Here are the times: 3:45 or so, around 4-ish Eastern, Monday through Wednesdays, and on Thursday, 8:05 p.m. or so on Thursday Eastern. Check local listings and compare. But if you just want to pull out that debit or credit card, we take that too. So now that gets into my actual personal / business time. So there's a freight for that. If you're interested in that freight, just text me and I'll gladly send you the options on that. I'm not going to quote any prices right now because that will change. They got this word out there. We haven't applied it to any of my stuff, but it's called inflation, which means prices will go up.
Okay. All right. This one says, "How do you terminate the purchase and sales agreement?"
You call the terminator. Anyway, the terminator, you just send a notice, email and or actual letter that you will send over to them, baby, by email. But you can just put it in an email that you're canceling the agreement and what date, your name, boom. Now, if you're outside of your due diligence period, unless they can't produce a clear title, then they are due or entitled to the earnest money deposit.
All right. This one came from Michael 4 Tons. He says, I have to match across the street from one another. Both break it, I guess both need a ton of work. The other one is extremely outdated and they're both worth over $1 million. Would these be something you would go at? He says, I have 2 huge mansions across the street from one another. They're both over $1 million. Okay, each are both vacant. One is extremely bad, and the other has a really bad roof, and it's outdated. Are big houses like these easy to wholesale? I'm thinking about pursuing these 2 leads.
Just boils down to the numbers, man. Can you get a great deal on them? And take in consideration the repair cost, depending on the square footage. You know, you start talking about 3,000 and 4,000 square feet in a luxury area, you could easily be talking 150, 200 grand in just renovations to get it back to retail shape. So, and I don't know enough about it, but I'm just letting you know it still boils down to the numbers. Can you get a price that makes sense?
Mm-hmm. All right, this one came from Instagram. They said that the land value is at 200K and she owes 110K and 17K in taxes. Do you think it's a good offer for 350K cash on that property?
Now, if the land is worth only 200K,
Right.
I don't have to worry about what she owes or nothing. Why would you pay 350K for it?
Mm-hmm.
That's like saying, I don't know. You go into a restaurant. What we want to use? What y'all want to use today?
The meal is $20.
The meal is $20, but you want to pay $40. Why would you do that? Unless I'm not understanding what you're asking. And the waitress like, no, it's just $20. I'm gonna pay you $40. But it ain't the tip. You know, it's not a tip. You know what I'm saying? Or better, because they don't do a tip. You go through a drive-through and the fries are $3, but you pay $10 for them. You know, why would you do that? I'm saying that's we're not understanding what you're asking there. Maybe he didn't pose it right.
This one says, do you have a vacant land contract?
See, yeah, all you have to do is, do I have a word for that?
Mm-hmm.
I thought I just did. Well, I just did a video only, the contract, but it's at diglater.com. The same, if you text the word contract, it's going to take you to the same place where you can access the contract for land also.
All right. Yeah.
Okay, so they ready to do the topic. Getting fussed at. So when should you quit your job if you're wholesaling real estate is the topic. When should you quit your job if you're wholesaling real estate? All right. Now, I talked to a lot of people over the years, some success stories, blah, 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 whatever. And, you know, I remember talking to a couple of cats in Atlanta. I wonder how they doing. I hadn't talked to them in a minute. You know, they quit. It's only they found out about it. I don't know if one of them quit, but I don't know if both of them quit, but I know one of them quit their job. I'm like, oh. I'm like, whoa, but it already had happened. You know, they were just telling me the story. I said, I never encourage someone to do that unless it's just a situation. I don't know what the perfect situation would be, but do you have a minimum of 1 year of your living expenses saved? Do you have that? Right? 6 months would probably do it, but 1 year would be ideal. Number one. Now some people, what they have going on, stressing them out so bad, and it's nothing is worth that or whatever. So, and what you can deal with is a level of stress, and what I can deal with is different. So you're really not quitting because you found out about wholesale. You really just quit because you just can't handle it anymore. So I guess that's a different thing. And that's a different conversation. Okay, but if you just quitting because you just found out about this, no. Even if you're good financially, I would still recommend at least do one deal. You know what I'm saying? Prove it. I know I talk about it and make it seem simple or whatever, and others out there that do the same thing, but you still got to prove it to you that it's real or whatever. And so to do that is at least close one deal. Whatever you were doing or whatever you're doing your gig, you know what I'm saying? You didn't know about this yesterday, so just keep doing what you're doing. Again, unless it's just a stress situation, but that's a different conversation. And so assuming you start doing deals, so obviously you want to at least be, and now some people for most people, they want to replace their income, if not double it. Some people, they just need to replace it and they're out or whatever. But I would say probably, again, it just depends on how much you make. If you're already making $200,000-$300,000, then it may not take as much for you to quit versus someone. And I say you can't be living check to check $200,000-$300,000 a year, because that's real too. But assume that you're still financially good, but you make that kind of money. It may not take you as much to quit because you're living well below your means, even though you're making that kind of money. And so you may quit, you know, if you feel comfortable, I think I can at least do 150 doing this, but I'm tired of corporate America or whatever you were doing before or whatever. So boom, make it happen. Now, if you're working and, you know, doing one deal a month, averaging $5,000 a month, for a lot of people, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? I'm out. If they've averaged that for, we'll just say 6 months, so they put 6 deals together, that's 30 grand, and they manage the money well. Most people, if you're not already making that, then yeah, you probably need to be out. Okay, you figured it out. You've done 6 deals over that time frame, averaging 1 deal a month. You know, so it's going to be different. But then it depends on what responsibilities you have, who's dependent on you. All of that factors in. Only you can answer that part of it. But ideally, you want to be financially stable. That, you know, because now you're in business for yourself, and in most businesses, when you're in business for yourself, and there's some type of retail situation, and that's still the same thing. I even said that. A lot of times you don't know when you're going to make money. A lot of people can't handle that mentally. So if that's like one of the biggest hurdles to get over, quote unquote, doing entrepreneurship, is you may not know when your next payday is. You can get over that mental hurdle, if it is one to you, then normally you're going to be okay as far as the stress part of it. But it ain't easy by no means or whatever. But a clown like myself can do it. You can. for sure. So only you really can answer when should you quit your job, because everyone's situation is different. The only thing I would like to say is just you need to have at least a minimum of 6 months of living expenses saved. A year would be more ideal. So that's all I got to say about that.
It's a lot easier when you have.
Well, I said whatever that is, you know what I'm saying? That your living expense, if that's 4 other people, that's what your living expenses are. So, you know.
Somebody said they're trying to convince the wife.
Now I don't know what your situation is, and I ain't married, so it's easier for me to say this or whatever. But just knowing me, right? Just knowing me, I ain't gonna. It don't matter.
We out here not going.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what you do. You're not telling him to do that.
No. I'm just saying. Well, I guess if you're dependent on both incomes, it has to go that way, or whatever. You have to get their opinion, right? Now, I ain't gonna say I wouldn't take their opinion, because I like to hear what other people have to say, because I may not be seeing it something. You know, I want you to say, no, that ain't you ever thought about this? Oh, actually, I didn't. Okay, you're right, or whatever. So if both incomes are your lifestyle, then yeah, you got to get that other person's opinion. That it matters, and whatever. But normally, but just the way I just put it like this. Right now, if I married someone, right, is because they wouldn't have to pay anything, right, as far as bills, then I'm not going to ask their opinion on stuff. Not in the sense, I might ask just to have that additional opinion, because I want to hear what they got to say. But you know what I'm saying? It ain't going to be, I put like, I'm not asking them. I'm not trying to convince them to let me do it. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, their opinion may matter, but it's not going, I'm asking them to do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm getting to. And I say that good. That's a good explanation. I'm saying, so that's just the way it is now. Yeah, because they wouldn't have to, you know, they wouldn't have to pay the bills.
You hold the bag, maybe.
You know what I'm saying? So I want y'all to comment. I want y'all to comment.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not married.
No, I'm saying, but if you were not paying any bills, would you expect me? Obviously, we're okay. When I say not paying any bills, meaning that we ain't struggling. You're not worried about the lights being turned off and this and stuff, whatever. But we ain't struggling. Whatever that definition is, we're not struggling. You comfortable? I don't know. We might have some other issues, but money ain't one of them.
I mean, I think when you say you're going to quit your job and then this is what you're going to do, I just have to have the kind of husband that has actually shown me that that's what he's going to do. Okay, yeah, I don't think that everybody can do that. Now, if you're the kind of person where like you start stuff and you don't finish, or you always trying to do like, oh, let's do this, and then it never fully works out, and you saying, oh, I'm gonna quit my job, and you the like primary breadwinner. I don't know if I would. Oh no, that's different. You know what I'm saying? See, what I'm talking about. So I didn't think about it that way. So I'm thinking in terms of is that. Yeah, he's quitting the job. He ain't talking about doing wholesale. He's talking about quitting the job. Yeah, well, that's the topic. Yeah, I know. Okay. See, that's what I'm saying. See? Okay, so, so again, it goes to this now is, do you have that money that I just said saved, that years of living expenses saved?
Do we have
the income is stopped. But again, I go back to what I said again was I don't care if you got the money saved or not, do a deal to prove that it works. Yeah. You know, it goes a lot easier on that conversation if you pop out an $18,000 check to them and y'all got $100,000 in the bank, which you know what I'm saying? Okay, now you can see, okay, we got 20, this is almost 20% of our money right here in this deal. So yeah, so okay, so that's a different conversation. That's what I meant by that. I ain't mean like what they think don't matter. That ain't what I meant.
Right,
I was meaning that if everything was cool financially, I'm gonna ask their opinion, but I'm not asking them to do it. That's what I was getting to.
But I think you should though. I think y'all need to be in agreement. You know how drumline they be like one band, one sound.
Yeah.
Like it'd be different if it's just you. If you're a single man, then obviously you can do what you want to. But when you married and you have an obligation to your family, when I move, you move.
Yes.
Just like that. So we need to be together when we make moves, especially when it's gonna be both of us. So now you're not asking her like she your mama, but y'all are coming together to decide.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I want to hear. Cause she may give me and say, well, no, that may not be the good move.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Her opinion matters.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I'm not asking.
Or maybe, baby, that's.
I don't want to come off with no male chauvinist
like you're
stuff.
not asking, but like still, you know what I'm saying?
She may tell you, baby, this may not be a good move because, and then
yada.
Because,
or
right.
enlist
fix those because, then you can still do it.
Or enlist her to help you, and y'all do it together. I don't think people be moving as a team all the time. Then you be mad.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah,
you better get it. That ain't it. All right, some people are saying that they trying to avoid analysis paralysis. And then also AJ said, is it hard to wholesale during these times since the price of inflation is high?
People got money, man. Me and my barber were talking about that today. And folks out here got money, man. Just always.
That is true.
People
be having money.
Do not listen to the news, man.
People be having money.
They have money, man. Lots of it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, do you want to keep going? Or
oh no, we're super tight. We're an hour in,
okay.
And so if you didn't get your question answered, post them in the comment section of any video. Make sure you do this. Subscribe to the channel by selecting this button here. Once you subscribe to the channel, tap the little bell, select all, so you now are alerted whenever we upload new videos like this one and when we go live daily.
Somebody said barber, question mark, because you said you was talking to your barber.
Oh, yeah. Let me explain that. All right, so
I'm dead.
I can probably do this part right here, proficiently. You know what I'm saying? They got devices, electric, but my little beard and stuff, I can't get that. Yeah, I can't get that to look, as what he can do. So I might as well do all of it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So,
y'all messy. Why y'all?
But yeah, barber, yeah. I want to know when I started doing that. I've been doing it over 20 years.
What is that?
All off.
When did you? Oh, over 20 years.
It's probably been that long.
What made you make the decision?
People already thought I was wearing that way anyway.
Oh.
It just should be that low. You know what I'm saying? And so I like, I just did it all. You know what I'm saying? So then it was more fashionable, I would say, back then. When Mike still playing back then.
You had the earring?
I just had, I ain't never. So I can't, that'll hurt. See, I ain't gonna do nothing that's gonna hurt.
It's literally a second long.
That's too long.
You're crazy. If you pinch yourself, it feels like an ear piercing.
No,
I'm not doing it.
So it's got to be sore after.
I was a baby. Yeah. So that's why it doesn't hurt.
It got to be sore afterwards. It has to be.
It doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
You just put full on.
But that ain't even a thing with dudes now, though.
I mean, men still wear earrings.
Okay, I ain't know. I ain't even. I thought that was a 70s, 80s thing.
Y'all a bunch of punks. All right, y'all. Bye.
Goodbye.
Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. You text me then I'll text you back. You text text me, then I'll text you back.
TikTok, you don't stop.
I will help you make your paper stack.
Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at now?
205-964-5243. Now you
Yep,
know 205-964